Like Meetings Law 1975 C 231 has been posted in 2 newspapers. The Record and the Ridgewood News has been notified. Roll call. Councilman Banano,
Here.
Councilwoman Brodsky,
Here.
Councilwoman Margolis,
Here.
Councilwoman Marsh,
Here.
Councilman Pollock,
Here. And Council President Stearns.
present.
Mayor Dixie.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Approval of minutes, the July 21st, 2025 open session minutes. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Yeah.
All opposed? Approval of the minutes, July 21st, 2025 closed. Can I get a motion?
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Yeah.
All opposed? Okay, so we're gonna do public comment. Everybody, when you step up, please state your name and where you live, and also, there was a 3 minutes per speaker limitation, so please come up.
Hi, my name is Mary Travaglio, 66 Somerset Drive. And I'm here to talk about the paving or lack of paving in our development, Claremont, Somerset, Princeton, Harvard, all that. I've only lived there 5 years. My neighbor's been there 34 years, and it's never been done in 34 years. It has not been repaved. I'm a daily walker, so is the development. There are holes, cracks. I emailed Dave Linto. is that it?
Yeah.
Got back to me right away. Wonderful. Somebody came and they just put some blacktop in, but it has to be scraped, and it really does. We have upwards of 30 children in the development, bicycles, walking, all that. You can't walk regularly. You have to walk this way to avoid the holes in the things. Where at one point, I guess you guys did curbs where it meets the street, it drops this much, 1 to 2 inches at least. There's grass growing in areas when you turn off of Claremont Somerset onto Claremont, the ground is sinking in the middle there. I don't know if there's a little stream that comes through. It looks like there's someone behind someone's property. It needs a major overhaul, and I appreciate you getting back to me in March and someone came out, but it was a Band-Aid. And I asked the mayor if it's temporary. He said yes. But I haven't heard another word. No one's come out. No one's contacted anybody. You don't see anybody. It's really a mess, and I urge all of you to come and look at it because it's dangerous. My own husband has balance issues. We have a gentleman in a wheelchair in the area. We have many people that are disabled, and it's dangerous. It really is, and the last thing anyone needs is a lawsuit if someone gets hurt or falls. And I really urge you to come and take a look and do it. Montvale has repaved almost everything. Park Ridge has, Hillsdale, as you drive around, you can see every road's closed now because everyone's repaving. I don't know why we're not. So I would really appreciate some feedback from somebody as to how do we do this?
So Administrator Padilla, can you fill in the resident, as we talked about paving the other day at our DPW meeting?
Actually, we do pave every year. There was a few years that we don't. I will agree with you, that area has not been paved. I don't think it's 34 years, but I know it has been a
She's
while.
there 34 years, but it's never been.
Well,
Only because my wife grew up on 72 Claremont. I believe it was paved in 1995, and that was the last time it was paved.
I have the list.
Certain of the other minor streets were paved when they did the curbs.
Yeah.
So I don't know if Harvard was paved. I know some of
The
them.
gentleman who's in a wheelchair, you paved his street, and rightfully so, because he has to get out of his house.
I mean, the issue is, so every year we look at streets to pave, right? A street paving is very costly.
Sure.
This year we actually tripled the amount of money that we spend on paving. So we're spending probably somewhere between $800,000 and $900,000 to pave streets this year. So the way it works is, the head of DPW will come out with a list with our town engineer for what streets are in immediate need of paving. And when we have our meetings next year, when we do our budget, those streets will be considered. And it's really an apolitical process where the DPW sort of makes those decisions. Now, your street, I know, is high up on the list. I certainly have been down Claremont and Somerset a lot, but there are other streets as well that are also high up on the list. So, I don't want to come up here and promise you we're going to pave your street when we don't have the funds next year. We're going to look into it. If there are temporary things that we can do, we're going to look into doing that. But, we have 44 miles of roads in this town, and paving is very, very expensive. Probably to pave those areas is probably in excess of $600,000, right? Because
But
Claremont's
it needs to be done.
it does.
You
And-
can't keep putting Band-Aids. Stuff that you filled in is up, it's not level, you're tripping. I
We will-
constantly trip.
Like I said, we will have DPW look at it. We will make those decisions next year when we do the budget, but it really is up to our professionals and our DPW who makes those decisions.
Well, they said they were gonna send the
So the
engineer.
part that you were talking about where you think there's a stream and there's some sort of buckling in the street, where
I'm gonna
exactly
have
is
that.
You
that?
come-
She said Somerset and and she said.
No, there's no.
Somerset and Claremont.
Claremont off of Summer.
I'm gonna have that, I'll have that checked out this week.
On the right hand turn, I can tell you there's no stream back there just because my wife literally grew up, when you make that left on Somerset, the first White House there's no stream back there. There used to be some wetlands behind on the Sony property.
It could be underground, I mean,
So-
who knows,
I mean, I would think if there is settlement.
Oh,
that's
there
gonna
is,
probably-
because you walk like this when you go in, and everyone
Could be
avoids
the-
it.
Could be the result of the neighboring construction. I don't know. Our engineers will need to look into that.
Yeah, so I will say when situations like that, and for anyone else who's here or anyone listening, if you do notice anything sort of uneven in the ground that worries you, please reach out to whether the borough administrator or the
I did.
DPW. Right, so that's great. And we'll make sure that someone follows up, because I think with all the changing in weather patterns and different floodings that's happening in the street, our DPW around the last storm realized that there was an area that needed immediate assistance and emergency, and they were able to see it before it started. So we look for residents to help us.
This
with
is
that. We appreciate
probably
it.
3 feet by 5 feet, it's not,
I will have that, I will have that checked out this week.
Yeah,
oh, this isn't me.
yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right,
thank
you for coming
Just
up.
to,
Thank you.
So it's probably not gonna get paid for at least another year, because you have to look next year and then
So-
plan
I will
for
put-
27.
Correct. Well, so our road paving project usually gets approved in our capital budget sometime in April or May. So we've approved, so we're starting our paving for 2025, probably in the next 30 to 40, probably in the next 30 days. So any new streets will probably not be approved until next, so 2026, around April or May, and then
Right, we'll get approval for paving in 27.
No, it'll
Okay.
probably.
the summer or fall of 2026.
So I will tell you that Councilman Bonanno and I sat in DPW meeting last week, and these streets were talked about.
Yeah.
They are on our radar. They are, and you'll see it on our agenda, and Councilman Stern didn't mention, but we're doing this year Brookview and
I
Westview.
was
We got
worried
some grants.
about- Yes.
Those are heavily trafficked roads. One's a direct line to the school, and one, has a sharp incline, as you know, and turning. So we try and do the ones that
I understand.
unfortunately
Sure,
we have to do. Some of them wear out faster. I live near Overlook, and that, is pockmarked the whole way. And they fill them in and it changes, but our DPW is doing the best job. But as Councilman Stern mentioned, we do leave it to them to decide, as opposed to us as council people who are not experts. But it is on our list.
and is that Mr. Lento?
Minker, Lingo, he's the
David Lingo, he's our
superintendent.
superintendent. He
DPW.
works together with our engineer every year. They assess and then they're like, okay, this road, and I'll be honest, sometimes some roads skip over because something major happens. But
And
as
we're
far
not a
as-
thoroughfare, you can't go anywhere.
No, but you're
and
heavily
that's,
traveled
I'll be
there.
honest with you, that actually kind of like, I don't want to say hurt you, but that
It
that
does,
works-
it absolutely,
works
and a
against-
stepchild.
It works against you because it doesn't have,
But-
we have the streets like that get
Yes,
highly
yes,
traveled.
yes.
We get this every year. I've been here 10 years and we'll get people that say, well, my street got paved, 12 years ago, it's getting, and this one's been 25 or 30 years.
Right,
I mean, the problem.
We
is
have
when they did this-
cul-de-sacs that have 2 houses on them.
Oh, Maple Hill.
right.
And I'll get a call every year from them and I'm like, and I'll go by there, I'll send the engineer and it's like, the street is better than so,
Well, I assure
but
you ours
trust
is
us, we
not.
do, we know, and we know, like she said, we had a meeting last week with our DPW, and we discussed this area in particular. And so it is high on the list, it's just, again, it all boils down to cost, funding, everything else, but it is on there, and I will be talking to him by 8 o'clock tomorrow morning when I come in, and we'll have it double checked. I just want to check because we have had some underground, not so much streams, but like a sewer line or something that.
Yeah, it's something
Yeah.
So
compromised.
that's possible, so
That will
we-
help you.
Yeah, yeah.
hopefully.
Should I start digging it up?
Go on camera, don't say that.
Sorry about that.
That's what we will. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Come on up.
Want to repeat what my name is? Easy for me.
Well, you have to, just for the record.
For Taylor, Woodcliff Lake, New Jersey. Good evening. I spent some time looking over the proposal for the work to be done over at BMW and the Hilton. And I've also combined the small amount that's being worked over at 188 Broadway, because they're all projects that will either being done or will be done within the next several years or so. And I took that same information. I came up with a summary of what I thought were pertinent points. I took those and said, I don't know if everybody's got a solution to what is in front of them there. So I put it through 5 different AI programs, ChatGPT, Perplexity, you name it. And it said, what are the points that we need to look into? What should be concerned about? They give up some very good ideas. They're not perfect, I understand that. But I just want to give you, let's see, I've got a 19-page proposal on what are the things that need to be looked at over there from their standpoint of artificial intelligence, be that as it may. I came up with a 1-page summary sort of that the public should know about that will be something for them to work with. And I came up with 4 items on my list just to talk to you about. When I look at it, it's going to add, and again, depending upon when it's all finished and when it's accomplished, and the number of units that are there, et cetera, changes take place. But basically, it's going to add 20% to the existing borough's population. And what is the impact on the existing infrastructure, staffing, and the school systems? I think you should have an answer to that so that you can answer the public and have their concerns taken care of. 20%. We went up from, 6,209 is the 2020 census, and we're going to add another 20% on top of that. And it's going to take a lot of resources. The pilot payments, payments in lieu of taxes. I said, what the heck is that? So I looked it up. And typically what it means is, and you tell me please if I'm talking out of turn, but it basically is a concession that's made between the developer and the town that says that taxes will be made in lieu of taxes, payments will be made in lieu of taxes, but those typically do not include schools. They do not pay for the schools. Now, you and Administrator Padilla is more than aware that 2/3 of our schools our taxes go into the school system, and nobody's going to be paying on it.
No, let me correct you on that. It's
Yeah.
not that they get, so let's say to your point, which is
Right.
probably most accurate, that 65% of your tax bill, or maybe it's 60%. But
Yeah,
it's a very high percentage. of it.
absolutely true.
But in a pilot program, that doesn't mean that you are giving the developer a break of 60%. It just means that whatever you get from the developer,
Right.
in lieu of taxes, it could
Right.
be 80% of the total tax bill, including the school. None of that has to get paid to the school. That's what that means. Not that the town doesn't collect the equivalent of money that would also be paid to the school, just that that money does not have to be turned over to the school by the town.
If it's not paid to the school by the town, where does the school get the money to
From the.
Run
other
operations.
taxpayers, but also included in some pilot programs, there's a clause that says that if you have a certain number of students, for every student over, let's say, I'm throwing out numbers.
doesn't matter.
If you have more than 10 students, for every student above 10,
Mhm.
you have to pay what the state tuition rate is for students going to school, which is significantly higher than what you would do if it was a straight Gordon analysis, because the way that formula is set up, for example, it may say that if a child is in high school, the
Mhm.
tuition from the state formula is $20,000 a student.
Peanuts,
Peanuts is 20,000.
peanuts. Our cost per student who goes to our high school is $32,000 a year. And Administrator Padilla is agreeing with me. So that's peanuts.
If that's what the student, no, if that's what the state says it is, that's what they would have to. pay.
That's what it is. So who makes up the $12,000 is my point.
If you added 10, let me just give you an example. Let's say there's 10 students and there's 30 classes in the high school.
This is the school budget. This is what we passed.
I understand, but now you're talking about adding students to that. Do you think that?
This
adding
is
one
existing
student- Let me just
students.
finish. If you think that adding one student to every high school class is gonna cost the high school, I served on a school board. It wouldn't cost 32,000 because you're not hiring additional teachers to add one student to every class.
I totally disagree with
But
you,
Mr.
but that's
Tallow
between the
says
two of
it's
us.
neither-
Now for the next,
No, hold on a second. Neither BMW nor the pilot or anything about affordable housing or development is on tonight's agenda.
I understand that. I'm just saying
Please
it
just-
was supposed to be on last month's and it was pulled.
No, hold on a second. Just let
There
me,
was no meeting last week.
I hear you. I hear you.
nothing was pulled.
That's
nothing
right.
was ever scheduled for today, okay?
You're absolutely right. I am
So-
concerned that the council is not coming up with the questions
Well,
and
let
the
me-
answers that the public needs to know.
I understand. I've read your email and we've had conversations about it. and-
Absolutely. You're one of two people who addressed the fact, or three people that addressed the fact that they read my email to you.
It's not on the agenda tonight. You've well exceeded 3 minutes. I'd be happy to sit down with you and go over, answer every question you have.
When will that be?
You pick,
Put your money to the mouth.
you pick a day.
Tell me,
Pick a day.
6 o'clock tonight?
Right?
Okay.
Can't be. I know.
Say yes, it passed.
You give me your schedule. You want my email? I'll give you my email.
I will meet you tomorrow at 7 o'clock.
I have
Time
I have an appointment with my
Oh.
wife who has to go to a doctor. It can't be tomorrow.
No, how about this? I will give you my cell phone number. You can call me up whenever. We'll have a detailed conversation.
You got it.
Okay?
Right, not for the general public, but just for me.
But
So you're telling me to shut up?
I'm sorry?
You're telling me to shut up?
I'm saying your time has elapsed. So can we hear from other people in the audience?
But
What a crock of you-know-what.
You're out of order, okay?
I just said a crock.
You're out of order. So can you please step away?
I cannot tell you the summary of what's in 19 pages. I can't find out what's going to happen with the
We're
school
gonna have a
payments that are not going to be.
presentation, Sir, I
collected.
we'll discuss all these issues, but every time you come in here, you take up 10, 15 minutes.
I have to.
You-
Who's looking into this stuff? Where are the answers to these?
I haven't seen it. Maybe if you provided this in advance, I'll be happy to discuss with this
I'll
tomorrow.
be happy to send it to you.
I'll
Sure,
give
I'll send it to you tonight.
Okay.
Okay.
You have my email.
But only 3 of you responded to my email, which requested I get a response from those who have read it. So only 3 of you read it before tonight's meeting. So maybe there's a reason.
You mean the email that accused this body of scheduling a meeting and then pulling something in the dead of night? That email?
Not in the dead of night. That's your words, not mine.
I didn't get the email. so.
Oh, okay. I did send a copy to you, sorry.
But here's the thing, Bert, and
Bert.
let me just say one last thing.
You sent it to me late,
Uh,
my email.
But let
I
me
got
say
it.
one, if we
Send it
can,
to you.
before you step away. All these things, that's why we hired a redevelopment attorney. That's why we hire a redevelopment.
An
plan.
engineer.
They all address this. This is what these folks do day in and day out.
And they're all
You
coming
look
in,
up-
they're all coming
and
for a
they're-
presentation.
Where is it in the 41-page document that addresses concerns? Where does it discuss what those
Everything is for
concerns would be?
presentation. Why don't you save your questions for this
It's gonna be-
presentation, or you can call me up tomorrow and we can have a detailed conversation.
Well, my understanding is that this is supposed to come before the council in September because August is, of course, when people go on vacation. That gives us approximately a month for 6,200 people to become aware of what will be going into this and increasing our population by 20%.
Well, I don't necessarily agree with that number. I don't know where you're getting your numbers from.
But I do just want to explain that it has been, we have discussed this at several meetings. We've said that it's coming. We've talked about it here and at the land use when we did the area need. We do our best as
You
a
do
governing
your best,
body
but
to
it
try
doesn't
to
cover
get it-
everything.
I understand that, and we can only continue to do our best. One of the reasons we're not discussing it tonight also is because a significant amount of residents would not be able to attend this meeting, and we do want to make sure that people can. And the presentation will hopefully address all of your questions, and if it doesn't, there will be an opportunity for questions to be asked of our professionals. We did ask a lot of these questions and we've gotten the answers. We've been involved in this process for so many months. And so I don't want you to think that these aren't concerns that the council has also shared to varying
But the
degrees.
public is
but-
not aware of that.
We are trying our best to make the public.
Does it say in any of the minutes that I'm aware of that we're going to add 20%, that we're going to have pilot payments, that we're going to have, where are the builder commitments, add native payments? Where is,
We have no agreement on a pilot. This issue has come up.
Okay.
You've raised it in the past.
well, that's what it says.
If,
It doesn't actually say that the town has agreed to a pilot. with
But that's a
any-
proposal. Where are we going to take care of a 4-story building with our existing fire department if there should be a fire on the 4th floor?
So we've had our fire department, they look into all of this too, and at the presentation,
Yeah.
a lot of this will be addressed, because these projects, they don't get built without our engineers, our planners, our fire department looks at them, our police
I
looks at
don't
them.
care about them. Those are the same people who should have covered some other things already, and they haven't. I can tell you the problems that we have with other things in town, but you don't want to hear it.
And we really are just doing our best.
I
to
understand
answer
that.
these
All
questions
I'm
as
trying to
well.
do is to say, give it a chance. Take a look at what I have here and see if these things are addressed.
So send it to everybody in advance. And as I said, I'd be willing to discuss with you, show up
Okay.
in the presentation, raise
Can
your
I-
questions then.
I have it all as an email ready to go out. Would the rest of you care to have a copy of
Yes.
this?
You afraid
I've
of
also, like-
anybody on the council?
I've also got my 1-page summary for the general public. I'm doing everything I can to get the public to come and find out what's happening in this town.
But I will say though.
There's only Josephine and myself who show up.
We are.
We answer questions.
Everyone's invited.
We are sure, we
invited.
When you post information, make sure it's accurate, because you have posted things that are not accurate and that.
So have
That's
other
what you're-
people too.
I'm sorry?
What are you
Yes,
gonna
but
do? You're gonna pick on me, say I'm inaccurate all the time?
Well,
No, but it caused a lot of confusion because people took. what
So
was
there's
said
other
as
things in here.
I'm just
So do
saying-
other things in here.
post whatever you want, but I
Okay,
do hope.
what I will ask is, Debbie, I sent this specifically asking that all of my comments that I sent out will be put on the public post, and I'm giving permission for them to be done.
It will be part of the minutes. When
Okay.
the minutes are approved
Good.
at the next meeting, as anybody else that sends me an email.
That's all I ask.
The one clarification though is if you do want something posted to the record, we did forward it to Ms. Dakin in this particular instance, but please include her on that email.
That's fine. The last meeting, I had a problem. I didn't know that you had to specifically say, I want this to be posted. Now I have. I will do so in the future whenever I make my comments.
Thank you.
Hello.
How are
We haven't seen you in so long.
you? Yeah, I've been busy work. Again, thank you for all the work you guys do, all the supervision in town. I don't want to beat a dead horse. But because you do the oversight of what happens in town, my concern is somewhat similar to what the gentleman before raised, is the finances for 300, the redevelopment, 300 Chestnut Ridge. At this stage, God bless BMW, BMW pays a large percentage of taxes, and they don't really put any students in the school system. So we have a very good deal with them. Thank BMW. Thank you for what you've done for us for years. Now, going forward, we're probably gonna get around 15% more units than we have in town. So we might get, I don't know, 15% more students, 20%, kind of a guess. So my concern, and I would like to bring to your attention, if you can keep a sight on the percentage of taxes that are collected, will be collected from the new development. If the new development percentage-wise to the total taxes collected for the town is very low, the rest of the residents will have to pitch in whatever is needed to make up if the population of students.
No, now,
It's
it's
not
just so you know, so that property, 300 Tice, I think is currently assessed at like $69 million.
Yes,
That property is probably gonna sell for about 25 million, right? We're talking about, like, you need to do something with that site, otherwise you're losing $40+ million in rateables, right? So just from an economic perspective, we cannot allow a 20-acre site losing $40+ million of rateables to be vacant. It just won't work.
Yes.
So,
So I just wanted to keep your attention. So when a deal is made, if you can make good efforts to minimize the tax burden that might be incurred by the others. So even pilot program or no pilot program is the final number is very important. I'm not even addressing any of the other questions, just as an overall financial for the wealth of the town. We should keep in the perspective, BMW is paying a very good percentage. If we can keep it close, will be good. Okay, thank you very much.
thank you.
Josephine Higgins, 10 Pond Road in Cook Lake. Just a couple things. The meeting is that scheduled for September 15th for the land use?
Tentatively right now. The council meeting is September,
At the council.
the council meeting right now is September 15th, if I may,
Yeah, that'll be where you're going to discuss this in the presentation.
right now it is, but
Okay,
as you know, because you've sat in these chairs,
Oh.
there's always negotiations going on, so that may.
okay,
Make it pushed back
That
to
may
the
get
October.
pushed back.
Okay.
We'll see, but right now, that's a
no,
tentative.
I'm glad it's in September because a lot of people are out.
That
now.
was,
Yeah.
that was specifically, again, to
Yeah.
Mr. Burt's point. That's one of the reasons that the mayor and council chose
Mhm.
to delay it, because knowing that a lot of people are away this
Right.
time of year, they wanted the, most people that can to attend. So that's why it was done that way.
I'm sure Julie will cover in her report on the engineer's report I was reading. Liz Stewart, I believe that's her last name, Stewart. Yeah. Came with the Shade Tree Committee and we looked at all the trees and everything that's been planted in the Woodcliff. Yeah, thank you. There are some that she felt was going to not make it, and things, and things that should have some of the dirt pulled away from. But Julie can give you the list of the stuff. The one thing that bothered me about the report is that the intersection, the Bergen County found that the vehicular traffic is not excessive at this time at the corner, of the park there. I mean, if that's not excessive, I don't know what's excessive in this town.
It was just below the threshold.
It's,
But we are still working
Yeah.
on making improvements to that intersection.
I know.
And so
I-
we've,
yeah, I
and I think
read.
even within this, I think there's a resolution authorizing Neglia, the town engineer to perform certain work so that we can go back to the county and do something less than
Right.
the traffic.
Yeah, I
light.
saw
So
that.
we have making progress on that.
Okay, thank you. So if the town decides to go private with the railroad station enterprise, we're spending 52,900 with this here. Will we get any money back if it goes to a private enterprise? Like if we're fixing this all up, is it going to be for sale? For somebody to put something there? The railroad station.
It's just shore up where the barn was.
It's just, I'm sorry.
So we are, we took down the old barn.
Yes,
This
yes,
is
I-
to repair
I've
the
walked it.
timber and, Lots, so to put up the retaining wall, to repave, to make it safe roadway.
So I think within the.
This is for safety.
I think there's a resolution within the.
Yeah.
Construction Administration Services from them. So we've already approved redoing all the lots and doing a retaining wall. This is just for their CA portion of that work.
Okay.
This is
I
correct.
think Joe is specifically stating that maybe she thought the interior or something else at the train station would be going out to bid for some sort of other.
There's nothing's
Session
being
or
done.
thing.
Yeah.
Is there-
Nothing's being done at the train station. You don't own the train station.
Okay.
That's owned by New Jersey Transit. Nothing, we're not
Oh.
touching the train station. It's like
How
Councilman.
come they're not fixing it then?
The dark-
They, just,
We own the lot.
we own the lots. We're fixing the lot. And when we took the barn down, that
Mhm.
retaining wall is not really safe that way. Plus, so we're going to be, make it safe. The driveway that you go to the lower lot will be a little wider. It'll be safer for cars. Right now, only really one can go at a
Right.
time. And then where that was will be,
what did they call it?
Pollinator garden.
I can't say that word. All right, pollinator garden, because
Couple
of its
benches.
proximity to the reservoir, we can't really put much there, plus United Water, oh my God. Hackensack Water, United
Yeah.
Water.
I still call it United.
Veolia, asked for us to put something there like that, and we thought, or the council and the committee thought it would be a good idea. And to have a couple benches there, some, so that if somebody wants to have their lunch there, and that'll, also be,
Okay.
And also, since people are allowed to go through into that watershed as part of the Veolia watershed program, there are not just commuters who are going to that area. So to make
Right.
it look a
Yeah,
little nicer and make
little
it be
beautification.
stable.
Yes.
On resolution number 25-223, the generator maintenance service, do we not have a generator on the Waramus Lane pumping station? I didn't see that in the list of things to be,
Not right now, there will be one, that's being redone, that
I know it is.
pump station's being redone, we're waiting, that was awarded January, maybe December. We're waiting for, believe it or not, they're waiting for some parts.
Yeah, I saw
That's
that,
being
yeah.
done, yeah, there'll be a generator there. That's being, hopefully, as of right now, we still have, we've had some, talks, and I will say confirmation from FEMA. FEMA's gonna be reimbursing us for a good portion of that.
Good.
Hopefully it stays that way and we don't have many hurricanes and they take
Yeah.
the money away. But that should be starting, very soon. But
Okay.
yes, what you're reading though is our generators at all our facilities, up at Tice, here, DPW.
Yeah,
So
the police
we have
station.
to-
I read all that, but
So
I knew we had
we have to have a maintenance program because they have to be tested. They
Yeah,
have to
yeah.
Make sure that they're gonna work when we need them.
yeah, I just thought we had one at Waramus Lane. So I was mistaken.
Now, right now, what you'll see there is, and you can see it on Wormus Lane, is the other pump, and that's there. For when they start the work, they have to shut down the actual pump station.
Okay.
And also that pump station is basically on its last breath.
Yeah,
So it could stop at any time, hence why that pump is there,
Mhm.
ready to go, should that happen.
good. Okay, are we only looking at getting one lieutenant for the police department, or is this from more?
This just authorizes the
Police committee?
the police committee, well, actually, the police department to
Right.
do a promotion.
Yeah.
All I know is one retired, so
Right,
but, unless.
so it
he
might
comes
be
in,
two.
We have a captain, we have a chief, captain,
Yeah.
and lieutenant retired. I imagine that, unless he comes to us with a different, TO that the
Okay.
council would have to authorize, but.
Okay, so, I don't remember. Why did we, leave the Pascack Joint Municipal Court and now we're coming back to it?
We never actually left, so there was a dispute at the end of last year.
Oh, we didn't, oh, okay,
All three towns have given notice of withdrawal. That notice takes a year to be effective.
yeah,
We've had recent negotiations with both Park Ridge and Montvale, and all the towns have agreed to rescind their notices. So we're staying within the court. The court never stopped working.
okay. I've heard, has somebody, is Rosengren coming in? Somebody said that somebody's gonna do the Rosengren
I
property?
mean, all we know, I was thinking October, they applied to the watershed board for certain permits.
Okay,
So it's granted in end of December.
Since
They're still working on some.
yeah, because I know,
Final approvals and some financing issues, and so
yeah, I know,
actually we do expect them.
okay. Then I just have one more question, do we have any, is anybody doing anything about the railroad tracks there?
Yes,
Yeah.
They are? When?
actually, Councilwoman Margolis
Oh,
cornered the head of the New Jersey Transit
Okay.
at breakfast. And I'm happy to report that.
And then emailed him many times after.
Yeah,
that.
but actually, I'm happy to report, when we met
Good.
recently.
I had a flat tire from there.
Whoa.
We met recently for the work, for the train station
Yeah.
lot. They came and they said that the funding has been in place and they're supposed to get back to us on a date. So we're expecting that to be done. Right now, I actually want them to wait until we do the train station.
Yeah.
Lot and then do it, but we have been told that it is being done,
Mhm.
but we have been on for over a year
Mhm.
and multiple,
Yeah.
multiple folks have reached out.
Right. I think something that maybe you can bring to the land use board, as Mary stated on our roads. I don't know if any of you watched the amount of sand and dirt coming out of Park Ridge on these roads. Our roads are getting crucified, and really, I think the people that are building and making, money, that we should have something where we put money aside, have them put money aside, so we have, we don't have to bond for all, we have to still bond for paving, but, that we have some more money, So, that's just a suggestion. I think it'd be a good idea. And, that's it. Thank you very much for your
Joe,
time.
I can answer your question now about park and
Liz, yeah.
landscaping. A lot of the things that were talked about when we walked with Liz
Yeah.
were already on a punch list that Dave Linko was working with the landscaper, with the contractor.
Okay,
So a lot of those things have already been addressed.
okay,
There's still a small punch list. There's
Yeah.
still some, and a lot of the dead trees were already replaced.
Yeah.
But there's still some plantings that are in question,
Yeah.
which are part of the punch list that's left.
and you'll have to okay it before we release the money to them,
It's.
that you'll know it's done.
It'll all be
Made
correct.
final payment there, and we will not until the punch list is complete.
Okay,
That and a couple other issues like the
Yeah.
lights and things like that.
okay, very good. I have a suggestion, but I'll do it when we go on the ordinance public hearing. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. We'd just like to note that, we received an email from Mr. Taylor. It was sent, Saturday evening, August 16th at 8:18 PM to Mayor and Council regarding 300 Chestnut Ridge Road. It will be made part of the minutes once the minutes are approved at the next meeting.
All right, motion to close to the public.
Motion.
All in favor?
Yes.
All opposed? We have a fire department appointment of the appointment of Aiden St. Clivier. I hope I said that right. As a member of the Wycliffe Lake Volunteer Fire Department, so let's congratulate Mr. St. Clivier.
Motion
second to accept the.
Oh, well,
Motion
did I
to
get a
accept.
motion?
Motion.
Second,
All in favor?
yes.
Opposed? Seeing none? Okay, council members report. Councilwoman Margolis?
Thank you. I'll keep this relatively brief as it's been a quiet month. Chris, as I said, Councilman Bonanno and I met with DPW last week. We've just went over the paving and the paving schedule. And as the borough administrator spoke about, we will be awarding the paving contracts today. They should be starting weather dependent in the coming weeks and months. The next thing is just keep in mind that the DPW has been not in their off season. They've been working on the storm sewers, really clearing all the storm sewers. There's been a lot of debris. We've had a lot of rain and a lot of wind. They've done a great job. And as we mentioned at the last meeting, and they continue to be on the lookout for any abnormalities and anything that they are noticing that they can get ahead of. We are coming into leaf season. They're still looking for more seasonal employees. So if anyone knows anyone looking for some part-time work, we would greatly appreciate it. The seniors are celebrating once again their 50th anniversary on December 4th at Bakari Grill. As those residents who are not involved in the seniors who are of age, they really put on an amazing program, have amazing speakers, and not to mention very, very fun parties. So please get involved. Councilwoman Marsh and I are working with the fire department on the chili cook-off, which will be around, as I said, Fire Prevention Week, which is the October 6th to 12th, somewhere around there. It will be a Sunday afternoon. We're not sure of the date. We're waiting to hear back from them. And Councilman Stern and I are working on the 250th celebration. We're going to have a celebration plans. We're going to have a meeting in early September with our neighboring towns, with the Passaic Valley Historical Society, members of the County Historical Committee, and possibly some other higher elected officials that have access to more money than our three towns do, which is fantastic as plans are ramping up. And I think that is all I have currently.
All right, Councilwoman Marsh?
Thank you. Just one more thing about the chili cook-off. There will be t-shirts this year, so
T-shirts.
for participants and people who eat all of the chilies. Good luck to all. Okay, our next planning board meeting is next Tuesday, the 26th. It is just our regular planning board agenda. We will be, I think we're going over the plans among other things for our affordable housing on 230 Broadway that have been submitted. The meeting is here, yes. I'm there at 7 p.m. The agenda and all of the plans and everything is always on our borough website. Or if you have trouble finding it, just email me and I'll get it to you. I understand that there was some confusion about 300 Chestnut Ridge Road and whether there was going to be a special meeting or it was going to be on tonight. Since there was never any special meeting, so no special meeting was canceled. And while we had thought that maybe it would be discussed tonight, since August is not a great time for a lot of people, end of summer, people are away, we decided that we would like to wait. Hopefully we will be having a presentation at the September meeting. That is our goal. If that changes, we will let everyone know. We also will be making more announcements about that meeting and putting it on our social media and trying to get the word out as best we can. And the plans are already up on our website, and having the meeting later also gives people more of an opportunity to review those plans for whoever wants. But as Mr. Taylor pointed out, they are complex and dense. And for everyone who doesn't want to, that is part of the reason that we are having the presentation. We really want to make the project as clear to everybody as possible. And we want to give everybody an opportunity to ask questions to the developer, to our experts, and to the council. So please attend that meeting if you're interested. If you cannot make the meeting or the presentation when we have it, let us know. We will keep the presentation materials after the presentation for the public to see. And we also are available to answer any questions that you might have before or after the meeting. Just reach out to us. And again, hopefully that will be in our September meeting, but if that changes, we will let you know. Thank you.
Councilman Pollock?
Great, thanks. Council President Jordan and I continue to work with the police department, particularly the PBA, on the contract negotiation. Those are continuing and ongoing. The last couple of weeks, we've been meeting to interview and conduct, as previously approved, the promotions for sergeant. So we expect that to be announced and added as a resolution to the September meeting. You'll also see this evening for a lieutenant. That will be to backfill Lieutenant DeGeorge, who retired earlier this year. The barn project, we are still waiting a start of construction, but they do have 45 days from when that was awarded a couple of weeks ago. So that should be very, very soon. You will see postings on all of our social media channels. There'll be signage at NJ Transit at the train station. And we're going to try to do that in 2 phases just to mitigate any of the parking issues that commuters are going to have. And I sat in on that pre-construction meeting, and we advised them they need to move as quickly as possible. This upcoming Tuesday, I think that's the 26th, if I'm not mistaken, the county is going to have their roaming county services up at Tice from 10 to 2. One of the cool services I will be taking advantage of it is passport services. So if you or your children need passports, as do mine, we will be partaking in that. It's free service from the county. Of course, any application fees for passports apply. As of September 3rd, Woodcliff Lake schools will be back in session, both Dorchester and Woodcliff Middle. So we want to continue to remind residents to exert caution and drive safely around the school complex, as well as any students who may be crossing or heading to and from school. That's it from my side.
Ben, I just want to add that Rivervale's mobile unit for licenses today accepted walk-ins for Real ID, even though they were full. So if anyone, Woodcliff Lakes is coming up, if on the 26th, if anyone wants to try and sneak in, might as well give it a shot.
And you said they were accepting the Rivervale?
They accepted walk-ins. My dad got one
Oh,
this
good.
morning
Okay.
without an appointment.
Wait, were all their appointments booked?
Yeah,
Well, that's lucky.
you never know.
No, because all our appointments are booked for the 26th, so maybe.
So are we doing county and DMV on the same day?
Yes.
Yes.
We usually try to coordinate it that way.
anybody is gonna do passport, you might wanna go on the county website, download the application, fill it out beforehand, and make sure you. I think it's 2 or 3 checks you might need, depending if you need pictures and stuff.
Thank you.
So
Good.
just
Yeah.
heads up,
That'll
just
save
fill
me.
it out there, then you can fill it out at home and go with it. It's a lot easier.
gonna do. So.
Yeah, need Tori.
Yes.
And I trust their phone. Do they give you a star? I have a star on the other.
That's the real ID.
The real ID. Yeah.
When you have that, once you have real ID, yes, there's a mark on your license.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't do that.
I thought we stopped doing that.
Yeah, that's what it is on there. If you have it, then you have it. You'll need that for your trip.
Councilman Banana?
Yeah, okay, just a couple things. We finished the camp last week, the town camp. Numbers were pretty good, pool and tennis and the camp combined, we're a little bit off from last year, ahead of what we were in 2023, but a little off from this year, from last year. But overall successful, seemed like people have been enjoying the pool. The camp seemed to be very successful. Kids had a good time, per my daughter, she said everyone liked it, so that's pretty much what I have.
Councilman Brodsky?
Just want to speak about sponsorships briefly, mainly the Welcome to Woodcliff Lake sign sponsorship. We've identified 12 entry points into town with a small and medium size. So if you're a local business within Woodcliff Lake or a family that would like to sponsor a sign, there's also 2 large premium locations. As far as the tree and bench sponsorships in the park, we have a total of 15 tree sponsorships that have come through so far, which is amazing. We have a possible 4th and 5th bench sponsorship in the park. And there's still 2 scoreboard sponsorships available at our fields. The Hometown Hero Banners program is off to a good start. We have about 7 submissions so far. The submission date was supposed to be by the end of this week. We always know that there'll be some stragglers, so if you're interested, all the information is on the website. Woodcliff Wednesdays have been really terrific. We've had to postpone or reschedule 2. Movie night will be this Wednesday, and Paper Jam will be rescheduled for the 27th. And then we have had a lot of good responses from resident professionals in terms of the October Health and Wellness event. Just ask when the fire department decides on the chili cook-off, just so we don't double dip on events. Let us know when that event is. And then Oktoberfest for September 26th. And that's all I have.
I have 2 questions. One, do you know when the TJ is going to release their fall
I
schedule?
think it's on the website now.
Okay, I didn't see it because I got a couple texts. And then the other thing is, did you forget to mention the Food and Wine Festival? Is that-
We are not going forward with the Food and Wine Festival for a couple of reasons, mainly because the rescheduling of movie night and Paper Jam
Okay.
moving so far into August. We've had a couple of bumps in the road with the wine festival. It really takes a lot of effort to make it the success that we want it to be. And then with the reaction that we've gotten from our October Health and Wellness, it was just so much going on, and we want to do, each one the right way. So we are putting that one off until next year.
Great, thank you.
And I guess to those who don't know, I had a outdoor fire in my house in July 26th, about 1:30 in the morning. So I did want to extend my heartfelt thanks to our fire department, both in Woodcliff Lake, Park Ridge, and Hillsdale, all of whom responded with more than 6 fire trucks. And also to our police department, who were actually the first ones to respond. Everybody was professional and really did a superb job. We really have great emergency services in this town, and I really am thankful. It was really a scary incident, but knowing we have such good people in this town, it really has put me at ease. So I just wanted to, thank those 2 organizations. It was mainly outside, although a lot of the siding in the back was melted. and some of the soffit was destroyed, but,
It's gonna look beautiful when you redo it.
Yeah.
It does.
I'm sorry?
Is it habitable?
Correct, it was mainly, it was strictly outside.
Can he stay with you if it's not?
We have a lot more time to talk about VFW. You make pancakes too? Mr. Beckett?
I thought that's what we mentioned.
Okay, so we're gonna move on to the engineer's report. It is in your packet, so please read it accordingly. Next, the administrator's report.
Thank you, sir. I'll keep it very brief. One thing, we forgot to note our, fall shredding event at DPW. This one's sponsored by the BCUA, is September 21st from 9 to 1. And it is limited to, it's usually 4 or 6 bags per resident. You could come back with more, but at a time. It's 9 to 1 or until the truck is full, the shredding event, Joe. So that's September 21st. I just want to make sure that everybody is aware of that. That'll be posted if it isn't already. Aside from that, unless anyone has any questions, I think, Joe asked some questions I answered on some of the resolutions, and, nothing else to report, sir.
Okay, so moving on to the ordinance number 25-10, an ordinance to amend chapter 240 entitled Parks and Playgrounds of the Borough Code of the Borough of Wycliffe Lake, State of New Jersey.
Yes.
We're gonna
make a motion.
Motion to open.
Can I have a motion open to the public?
Second.
All in favor?
Yes.
All opposed? Anyone wishing to speak on this ordinance only, please come up and state your name, your town, and you're limited to 3 minutes.
Josephine Higgins, 10 Pond Road, Wycliffe Lake. Just something that I think should be added to section 240-2, where it has walking, picnicking, and wildlife observation. We had a very good group that has done singing, and there's been bands, and also the people that were there the last time did a lovely performance from various Broadway plays. So I was wondering if we could add maybe musical and performance events to that.
Nice.
Although I think the list is,
This,
it's not an exhaustive list, so it's just to be.
And
for
borough
example-
events are sort of separate because that's under the discretion of the borough, and I think it says it somewhere.
It does say that, yeah.
yeah, this is really what wouldn't be allowed, if you will, like.
Yeah, that's on the second page.
Right,
Yeah.
but all those events are borough sponsored, so they would.
It's
We'd
okay.
only be doing a borough sponsor. We don't want to let just anybody go out and have a concert there.
Right, oh, yeah, but, yeah.
So,
okay.
so all that is already basically covered because it would be a borough sanctioned, borough hosted, borough sponsored event.
Okay.
That, as we do, that's what the Wycliffe Wednesdays
Okay, I
are.
just want to know it was covered.
Yeah, so they are.
Yeah.
And like he said, it's not exhaustive. You know, I'm sure we'll find some things here that we may have not thought of. You know, and we want to
Okay.
make sure that the park remains pleasant and a place for everyone to enjoy.
Oh, thank you for, I think Tom probably did the majority, but all of you, you know, I have a soft spot in my heart for the VFW, and just how they arranged that, moved all that, it really looks good. You know, as I do my walk, I always. And when I go to Paris, I'm going up to Normandy.
And again, and so that, you know, unfortunately, the 3 people that are watching, I want to thank you for getting us that initial Wycliffe Lake town flag, because and, you know, it really adds to it, in my opinion, so.
Very good.
Thank you, Joe.
Take care.
One of the things, and this is just based on as things occur, you notice them, but this last event last Friday, how 2 big tents were sort of pitched or not pitched, but present. It might be something we might want to look at adding somewhere. Yeah. Unless it's for a borough event, but we're not even pitching them
Yeah, we,
In the
we
grass.
want to avoid anything
Correct.
that's gonna stake into the ground for.
Correct.
for
Yeah, I
that.
know some were put up Spring Fest, but they were our own tents.
And they were off to the side on the sidewalks,
Right
right
in the
in the
middle.
center.
And
When we put them up, when our guys put them up, they know where the sprinklers are, they know where the lines are. And even then, that's one of the punch lists, now that you brought it up, that we were waiting for, if you recall, Julie, was the schematics of where the sprinkler systems are. Because David specifically asked for that, because if we do have something that we want to, put up for anything, we need that so that, we avoid any issues.
Motion to close to the public?
Second.
All in favor?
Yes.
All opposed? Motion to adopt the ordinance?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Yes.
New roll.
Can we go look into adding that about the tents after? Can we do it after? Okay.
Right, we can use that.
I think we can, and I think in the interim, the attorney can correct me, we can institute, guidelines and say no adding.
Again, there's a policy that needs to be reviewed that we could actually put it into policy as well,
Right,
because people
Okay,
have to apply for a permit.
Yeah.
And
okay.
So when they apply for a
Temporary
permit,
structures.
there's going to be these rules that
Okay.
you're going to establish by a policy.
Right.
Which again, you can add to what was prepared, you can delete everything in that policy that was drafted is not legally required, it's just typical of what towns may implement with respect to the use of public facilities.
Okay, perfect.
So if anybody has any comments, you can send them back to me
Okay,
and
And in terms of events, like for our next one at the park, if we're, to say, because we do mention certain guidelines. When we post an event, no personal tents, can we do
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, it's our park, and I think the next one, I know that Ryan had a conflict, but I think he's gonna be there for the next one.
Yeah.
So we could, I think, he's usually there an hour before and even, so I think he will be, and he's there the whole time, so I think he'll be much more present, and that I think, this last one, he had he had a family issue, and so,
and I think it could be ever evolving, right, as things.
Oh,
get-
of course.
and tweak,
Yeah, we're gonna notice.
changing things and
well, again, and just
Oh,
someone brings
Any-
their chickens.
any of your own events, the policy doesn't apply to your own
Right.
events.
Correct.
Yeah.
exactly,
Just
we're exactly.
outside organization.
And we didn't see the, and outside of our event, so.
Right.
It was during.
Okay,
All
sorry.
right, roll call on ordinance, Mr. Banano,
Yes.
Ms. Brodsky,
Yes.
Ms. Margolis.
Yeah.
Ms. Marsh,
Yeah.
Mr. Pollock, and Mr. Stern.
Yes.
Consent agenda. No. So, no, do we have a motion on the consent agenda? Ms. Marsh, Mr. Pollock. I'll do a roll call just to do a roll call. Mr. Banano. Ms. Brodsky,
Yes.
Ms. Margolis.
Yeah.
Ms. Marsh,
Yes.
Mr. Pollock, and Mr. Stern.
Yes.
Okay, that concludes,
Motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Yeah.
All opposed? We are adjourned.
Keep it, right.
we,